We're going to focus on balance and stability today and have a little fun as we imagine surfing through life's choppy waters. This practice is called HangTen. I'm not a surfer, so if you are a surfer, you'll probably smile at some of my poor metaphors. Honor your body today as we practice our yoga together. And from Surfer Today, they say, as part of the top 10 ways to be able to master HangTen, which I'll describe in a little while, close your eyes and enjoy the spiritual and weightless moment. I'll start with inviting 3 sounds of the bell. Listen, listen. This wonderful sound brings me back to my true home. And let's make our way onto our mat in starfish pose. Starfish pose is opening up our arms and our legs, expanding ourselves into space. And imagine that you're a sea star and you first emerged on this planet 450 million years ago. Not only do you have 5 arms that can regenerate, but you have hundreds of tube-like legs that allow you to gallop through the sea. And better than all of that, as a little sea star, you have no brain. The thought of having no brain sounds kind of wonderful right now. And let your sea star body relax into the earth. Feel the expansion through the center of your sea star body. Dr. Amy Cuddy has done some research through Harvard about how opening yourself up in this type of expansive position, arms and legs outstretched wide, can invoke relaxation and can help us reduce our anxiety, measurably so. Let your sea star body float along in the water. Or if you wish, you can imagine clinging to a rock when the seas get rough. And if you wish, let's try some Ujjayi breath together, ocean breath. So start by sealing your lips and inhaling through your nose. And exhaling with your lips closed, pressing the air out forcefully and making the sound of the ocean. Ujjayi breath stimulates the vagus nerve, which is the longest nerve in our whole body. Take a deep inhale through your nose. And make the sound of the ocean. And feel the ocean around your sea-starved body. Visualize the tide flowing in gently and flowing back out. Feel yourself settling in and notice the sensations in your starfish body. Now I'll read to you a little bit about what HangTen means for those of us who are not surfers. A perfectly executed HangTen requires lots of practice, observation, and timing. HangTen involves a lot of calculations, wave management, and balance. You need more than just to walk the length of the board and ride its tip. And when you finally get your 10 toes over the surfboard's nose, you embrace a new challenge called hang time. For how long can you ride the tip of the longboard? Can you hang in there eternally? Are you in sync with Mother Nature? When you're ready, bring your arms and legs up and start to swim a little on your back. You can maintain the Ujjayi breath and swim with any stroke that feels good to you. Maybe the breaststroke. See if you can slow your movement down and change directions. See if you can imagine your body in the water. And maybe your movement becomes dance-like and less about going in any direction, but more of a floating movement. Can you slow it down even more? Can you soften into the perfect temperature of this water? And when you're ready, come to stillness. And just pause for a moment and notice how you feel. And let's do a little rock and roll, rolling along our spines. Until we come to a seated position. So come to Sukhasana, seated, and we're going to start with Hakini Mudra, which is creation of a circle with our fingertips. So open your hands wide and bring all of your fingertips together, pinky to pinky, ring finger touching, middle fingers kissing at the tip, pointer finger and thumbs, until you have Hakini Mudra shape. And now bring that in front of your solar plexus. And your solar plexus is going to be a little bit below heart center and above your belly button. And the exact place doesn't matter. So bring your shoulders up and down and back. And your mudra, your hand position, can be somewhere in front of your front body. This mudra directs our breath, awareness, and energy to the entire body. It helps us balance the body-mind physically and energetically. Pause for a moment and notice what you feel. Where can you soften? Maybe it's in your jaws or around your eyes. Hakini Mudra balances and stimulates, harmonizes the first 6 energy centers or chakras in our body. And this integrates both hemispheres of our brain, the left and right, creativity and logic. Bring your awareness to your breath. Notice how it's flowing through all of your body. And our affirmation today is, I find stability and balance even when the waves of life are choppy. I find stability and balance even when the waves of life are choppy. Say this one more time to yourself or out loud. I find stability and balance even when the waves of life are choppy. And stretch out your legs and stretch out your arms. Your beautiful starfish body. Let's open and close our finger pads and our toe pads. Release the gripping and the tension that we hold. Open with your in-breath and release with your out-breath. And let's come to our bellies. We're going to do 2 Bhujangasana variations. So Cobra pose and Seal pose. Be mindful of your lower back. So you may want to just stay with traditional Cobra pose, but I'll offer a variation. So start by resting your forehead, your third eye, the place right between your eyebrows, on your thumb joint. So you can make a little fist with your hands and bring your head down and just rest that third eye, a really powerful chakra. Rest that on the joints of your thumb. Let there be a little pressure on your yin-tang point. And now release your arms, and you're going to bring your hands near your chest. Your forehead is still down. And with your inhale, you're going to rise up just a little bit and then flow back down like water. Baby cobra. Rising up with your inhale. Releasing and exhaling down. Rise up and exhale down. And you can stay here if that feels good to your body, or you can stretch your arms straight out in front. This is seal pose, but it's still Bhujangasana. It's still the same overall pose. And this time, when you rise up, your arms are going to be straight out in front of you. And you'll notice an engagement in your glute muscles, your lower back. Breathe here. See if you can release where you're gripping or holding. And now let yourself come back down and press up to tabletop. Open your hands, all your fingers wide. And you're going to do some barrel rolls. So you can do traditional cat-cow if you wish, or you can barrel roll the center part of your body very slowly, simulating the movement of cat-cow, but also moving your torso and switching directions. And again, don't worry so much about the form of your body right now. Try to let go of the ego wanting to move a certain way, and instead see if you can move to the rhythm of what your body needs, pausing where there might need to be a little bit of extra stretch. Fluidity like water. And now come to stillness for a moment. If your wrists are starting to get tired, you can always come up to your toes, bring your hands together, and do a little wrist movement to release. So don't stay in tabletop for too long, or any wrist motion if that's not feeling good to your body. But if your wrists are okay to keep going. We're going to place our right leg back and stretch the calf. And then right leg is going to come up parallel to the ground, so not too high. See if you can straighten your spine, press up from the ground. Release the tension in the back of your neck. And now raise your left arm straight out. You're going to find balance is needed right here. So imagine if you were on a surfboard out in the water, or maybe a paddleboard. Can you still your body no matter how choppy the waters are? Lengthen through fingertips and toes. Deep inhale and curl inwards with your exhale. And press out and inwards. Reaching and extending and pulling in. And this time, place your hand down and take your right wrist and turn it so it's facing, the fingertips are facing towards you. And just do a tiny little circle. Very, very small. To let out a little bit of the effort that was happening on the right wrist. And you can also take your hand and place the knuckles down. When you're ready, come back to tabletop and extend your left foot. And come backwards and forwards, just slightly, to feel a stretch in your left calf. And now raise your left leg and straighten your right arm. Engage the muscles in your tummy for balance. Soften your gaze. Extend out through the fingertips and toes. And then pull inwards. Extend and inhale. And exhale. Extend and exhale. And come back to all fours. Turn your left wrist inwards towards yourself and roll gently out the left wrist. And let's all come back onto our toes and bring our hands together and let the wrists release a little bit. And this time, we're going to come back to tabletop, and you can come up on your knuckles if you need to take a little pressure off the wrists. We won't be here too much longer. Bring your right leg out in extension. And feel the stretch in your inner right thigh. Now bring your left hand down in front of your face so your arm is straight, and raise your right hand up. Inhaling, and this will be a slight threading of the needle as we exhale and come through. But we're not going to rest on our right ear, because it won't reach the ground. Inhaling and extending. right arm comes through that center hole. Notice the sensation in your inner thigh. This is a really yummy stretch. And reach up. And now bring your right hand down to the ground and left leg comes in. Sorry, right leg comes in. Left leg extends out. Right hand in front of your face. Left arm sweeps up and opens and exhales through. Breathe into your left inner thigh. Inhaling, opening, and exhaling through. One last time. Inhaling and exhaling, coming down. And now we're going to do a dolphin plank. So this will bring some strength, but we'll give a little rest to our wrists. So before we start that, it might feel good to turn your hands inside out. So the back sides of your fingertips are kissing each other, and to just let your wrists come inwards a little bit, pointing towards your heart. For dolphin plank, we're going to come down onto our forearms and clasp our hands in front of us. And start to press our legs out backwards until we're in a plank. You might want to push up, but see if you can bring your torso straight to the ground. And if this is too much, you can rest on your knees at any time. One more breath. Exhale and wiggle your way up. Place your hands so that your fingertips are hanging 10 off the edge of your mat. And just rest here in child for a moment. Open your fingertips, all of them, and just feel, imagine if you were on your paddleboard or surfboard and your fingertips were just touching the water. Rest here for a moment and notice how you feel. And when you're ready, you're going to push up to downward facing dog. Press your heels down and rise up. Maybe you want to move your legs up and down slightly. We won't stay here for too long. We're going to bring our right knee forward in between our hands into kneeling crescent lunge. And let your left knee come down. If your knee is tender at all, you can place a blanket under your left knee. Breathe and feel the stretch in your hips. And if you have blocks or books, you might want to place them to the sides of your body. It's not necessary, but it just depends on your flexibility. We're going to flow back. Right leg is straight. Relax the back of your neck. And then we'll come forward to kneeling crescent lunge. And see if you can raise your arms up and balance on your paddleboard or surfboard in the sea. The sun is above you and the water is below you. You're powerful and stable and balanced. And now bring your hands back down, either to the earth or to blocks, and roll back, straightening your right leg. Breathing into the whole water channel along the back of the right leg. You can even run your fingers up and down this seam. And come forward and rising up with your inhale. Flowing back. This next time, plant your hands by your right foot and press up back into downward facing dog. Deep inhale, come up on your toes, and exhale. Press down towards the water or earth with your heels and press up with your tailbone. Deep inhale. Feel your breath go down the water channels of the backs of your legs. And with your next inhale, bring your left leg up. You might have to help it. And let your right knee come down to the ground. Right foot flattens so top of foot is touching your surfboard. And when you're ready, rise up. Inhaling, you might be wobbly here. That's okay. Can you have your breath help still the waters? Bring your hands down next to you and fold back. Left leg straightens. Run your hand down and up the water channel on the seam of the back of your left leg. Bring your breath to the places of your body that are feeling sensation. And rising up, coming forward, crescent lunge. And folding. Coming forward once again. Notice if you're feeling more stable or more wobbly or something else. And bring your hands down and fold back. Deep inhale. emptying with your out breath. And coming forward again. Let's move, if you have blocks or books, move them to the side. Frame your left foot, and you're going to push back up to downward facing dog. One inhale, lion's breath, mouth open, tongue comes out. Ah. Bring your right foot back forward, and we're going to rise up now into standing crescent lunge. Deep inhale. And with your exhale, open to the right. So this is going to feel backwards to you. You're facing over the hip that is supporting the bent leg. Breathe here and come back to center. Step your left foot by your right. Deep inhale, small back bend, and fold to the ground. Halfway lift and fold. Step your left foot back. Deep inhale, step your right foot back. And now press back to downward facing dog. Lots of strength building today with stability and balance. Now, left leg comes forward in between your hands and rise up into crescent lunge. Standing. Feel the balance and stability now in your left leg. Imagine you're on a paddleboard out in a very calm part of the ocean. And open to the left. Test your balance. Test your strength. One more breath. Exhale, plant your hands. Left foot joins right foot. Press into your dog and make your way to a standing forward fold. At the top of your mat, bring your hands behind the back of your head. This helps release. And let your knees be bent generously in Uttanasana or forward fold. You can also, again, run your hands up and down the seams of the water channels. And now we're going to come to some standing postures. So you're going to be facing on your paddleboard. I'm going to turn my body just so that you can hear me better. So my paddleboard is going to be facing this way. Bring your toes now to the end of your mat. HangTen. Open your toes wide. And we're going to do a little swimming. So you can do your swimming arms forwards to start. And go really slowly. And when you're ready, if you want to switch direction at any time and go backwards. Go as slowly as your body wishes. and forwards. And maybe you're swimming at an angle upwards, or maybe you're swimming down. Try different variations. See what your body is asking for. And open your legs wide into a goddess squat. So we'll start with placing our hands on our hips or the tops of our thighs. Your toes are pointing outwards. And just come up and down in the water like a little frog. And if you wish, you can introduce some arm movements as well. Maybe a forward swim, like the breaststroke. Maybe arms are coming up over the head and down and around. You can try all different variations. This is somatic stretching. Slow, gentle movements to reduce tension in the body. Reduce physical tension and also reduce any type of emotional tension. And we're going to continue, but we'll do a little side swimming now. So bring your left foot out and you're going to reach up to the right and do a little swim with left foot extending and hands over to the right. So you're kind of making a line going down your body diagonally. Inhaling as you reach and exhaling as you come back to center. I always liked the side stroke. Back to center. Now we'll extend the right leg out and our arms will reach up over to the left and do a little swimming now over to the left. Nice. And come back to stillness for a moment. Just stand tall, roll your shoulders up and down. Notice how your body is feeling. We're going to do a little sun breath. So again, somatic stretching on the counts of 3. So as we inhale, we'll inhale to the count of 1, 2, 3. And as we exhale, we'll exhale to the count of 3, 2, 1. Bring your feet about hip distance. Unlock your knees. And with your in-breath, we'll count together. Our arms are going to raise to the sides. 1, 2, 3 to the top, and exhale. 3, 2, 1. Let's try that again. Inhaling. 1, 2, 3. And exhaling. 3, 2, 1. One more time. Sun breath. 1, 2, 3. And exhale. 3, 2, 1. We'll bring a little breath of joy. If you have any vertigo, then sit down for this and do this from a seated so that your head is not going down and coming back up quickly. We'll inhale and exhale, fold down and release that breath. Inhaling, breath of joy, slight back bend, and exhale, bend your knees. Let it go. Inhaling and exhaling. Let your arms dangle for a moment and notice how you feel. And we'll do our last standing posture, some balance and stability. We're going to do Warrior 3. So if you wish, you can use a chair or another object to hold on to help with your balance. Or those blocks, you could even put the blocks or books in front of your face if that would be helpful. First, find your strength and your stability and raise your right leg straight, and it doesn't have to be far off the ground, so you can raise it to wherever you'd like, but see if you can find stability on your left leg. And now let your right straight leg come through and back behind you as you start to come forward to Warrior 3. The waters around our surfboard, our mat, our life might be choppy, but we find stability and balance through our practice. Deep, nourishing breaths. And now let your right leg come back in front, straightening, building a lot of strength. And again, let it come back behind you as you fold forward. Your hands can be resting on an object like a chair to help balance, or they can be in front of your heart center. One more breath. Right leg comes through, and this time grasp along the front of the leg. Knee is bent, and just stand tall. Bring your leg down and shake it out. So swim or just move through the water of life, but let go of everything in your mind and body that was attached to that position. Now we will do the other side. Firmly plant your body onto your right leg and raise your left leg. Find your balance. Find your strength and stability. And bring your right leg through and behind you. I'm sorry, this is your left leg through and behind you. And come forward into Warrior 3. One more breath. You're doing great. Straightening. Raising your left foot. Deep inhale and exhale. Leg comes behind you. Bending forward. Testing your stability. And bringing your leg through, bent knee comes up, grasp around the front of your leg. You may be wobbling. Bring your foot down. Whew, let that go. So to transition to coming to lying down, we're going to sweep up and fold down. Let your hands touch the earth. Right foot back, left foot back, knees down, and swing your feet around. Bring your hands out in front of you and start to tip back. Lift your legs for just a moment into boat. Can you bring stillness to your body? Maybe your feet are on the ground and it's just your toes. Or maybe you're in full extension. Bring your feet down now and roll back, holding onto your knees. And roll out your spine like we did in the beginning. Until you come down to your back. And bring your arms around your knees. Love what your body can do for you. Press your sacrum or your sits bone area. Press that down into the ground and flatten the back of your head. Say the words to yourself, I love what my body can do for me. Now open your arms to T and let your legs come to the right. And rolling over, coming to the left. Just releasing the back of the spine a little bit. And then start to find yourself into your comfortable Shavasana. And if you liked where we started and you want to return to Starfish, you absolutely can. So the only difference between traditional Shavasana and Starfish is that your arms and legs will be open wide, wider than usual. Wherever you are, make sure that you feel comfortable. So maybe put some warm socks on. If you have something to place over your eyes, you can place something over your eyes. And imagine you're lying on your back in the sunshine on a sturdy board, a paddle board or surfboard that is floating gently in the ocean. You are safe and the water is calm. Let your body settle in. I'm going to do a short reading while you're in your Shavasana from The Heart of Buddha's Teaching by Thich Nhat Hanh. Let us look at a wave on the surface of the ocean. A wave is a wave. It has a beginning and an end. It might be high or low, more or less beautiful than other waves. But a wave is at the same time water. Water is the ground of being the wave. It is important that a wave knows she is water and not just a wave. We too live our life as an individual. We believe we have a beginning and an end, that we are separate from other living beings. That is why Buddha advised us to look more deeply in order to touch the ground of our being, which is nirvana. Everything bears deeply the nature of nirvana. That is the teaching of the Lotus Sutra. We don't have to attain nirvana because we ourselves are always dwelling in nirvana. The wave does not have to look for water. It already is water. We are one with the ground of our being. Once the wave realizes that she is water, all her fear vanishes. Non-fear is the basis of true happiness. And start to gently wiggle the tiny digits of your human or starfish body. And let the nutriments of this practice wash over you as you come back to a seated position, gently and slowly. And we'll invite the bell to close our practice. And I thank you so much for joining together in this practice today. May you hang 10 with stability and balance. And I say namaste to each of you. Namaste.